Hi there, welcome to all our viewers. You're watching BNS in the stock game right here on ET Now, and I'm Bevina Menon. ET Now turns 2 years old today, and we'd like to thank all our viewers for tuning in and making us, in this very short time that we've been on air, the leading markets channel in the country.
In fact, as always, we've got a great lineup of market voices as well as breaking stories and managements on the channel today. So remember to stay tuned and continue watching The Market Leader. I'm Avan Dabaj. Let's start off by introducing our guests in just a bit, but telling you exactly what the stock game is all about. It's the battle of the brokerages this week, and we've got 3 of our guests competing with us to build a portfolio with a maximum amount of 5 lakh rupees. They're given 4 stocks which they deploy this money in, and they're compulsory churns of 2 stocks every single day. 1 stock comes in from the F&O space. If there are any sell calls coming in the cash market, they must be squared off by the end of the day. Today is the last day, and at 3:30 p.m. we will be announcing the winner of BNSN, the stock game, the person who has made an absolute amount on that 5 lakh rupees, the maximum amount in fact on that. So let's start off by introducing our guests and who are joining us as usual. We've got with us Shardul Kulkarni of Angel Broking. We've also got Shrikant Chauhan, who joins in from Kotak Securities, as well as Gaurang Shah, who's with us from Geojit BNP Paribas. Thanks very much, gentlemen. It's going to be a very exciting half hour, but we'll start off, Devina, by talking about their portfolios yesterday.
Oh yes, and yesterday we had Shardul Kulkarni taking the top spot. Let's see how it looks like. And obviously, this has been changed. Today is the very important day. It's our anniversary as well. And we can't thank you all enough, but still running through their portfolios individually. Start off first with Shrikant Chauhan's portfolio. So this is how it looks like for Kotak Securities. You've got UTV, which he had a buy call on. He carried on that from the previous days. So did he carry on Havells. Infosys, he went short on and ran back. See, he bought into 3 longs and 1 short for Kotak Securities. Coming to Gaurang Shah and his portfolio, how it looked like on day 4, he had an HUL, he had a buy call on that one. Other than that, he'd got stocks like Talvarkas, again a buy call on that one. Wipro was a buy, got stopped out yesterday, and an SKF in that SKF India for you, and that was also a very bullish portfolio from Gaurang. 1 stock, which is Wipro, getting stopped out. And finally, onto Shardul's portfolio, which made him the top spot holder. He had Tata Chemicals, a long call on that one. Andhra Bank, IDFC. Remember, yesterday's credit policy came in about as expected. So the reaction to these stocks were favorable for Shardul since he went short on Andhra Bank and IDFC. And Britannia was the stock that he actually went long on. Let's not waste any more time then and start off by taking their portfolios individually and seeing what are the changes that they've made. So we'll start off with you, Shrikant. Firstly, thanks very much. This is a very important day for us, and you're with us, and so is Gaurang and Shardul, so we're really appreciative of that. But go ahead and explain your portfolio to us this final day.
See, like today I have introduced short call on Infosys BFL because the IT is still looking weak to us. Then we have looked for Arvind Mill, and it's a buy call from our side. And one more, which is Punjab, which is diverging very positively on charts, and it's near to its breakout level. And I am retaining the most favored stock, UTV, which is still struggling at same levels. It did well in the morning, but still quoting at the same levels.
Okay, so that's the portfolio on the final day for Kotak Securities. Shrikant has doled out 3 new stocks. 1 stock continues from yesterday, UTV Software. Let's move on to Gaurang Shah. Gaurang, you're betting big on the FMCG pack, so HUL is retained. Talk about your 3 new picks with their targets and stop losses.
Well, other than HUL that I've written, I've gone long on. I've bought into LIC Housing and Reliance Capital, and I've gone short on Reliance Industries. So that's the churn that I've made, retaining HUL, and 2 new buys are LIC Housing and Reliance Capital, and the one that I've gone short on is Reliance Industries.
All right, so HUL, that one is retained. LIC Housing Finance, Reliance and Reliance Capital are the other stocks. Reliance is a short position, however. Coming to you, Shardul, and as of day 4, what have you got for our viewers?
Before explaining the stocks, I would like to congratulate you for completion of 2 years and many more to come. Now let's move to the stocks. So I think that there are 4 new stocks which we've got today. 2 on the long side, 2 on the short side. On the long side, we have VST Industries. We expect the stock to move upwards, as well as BPCL. So these are two strategies on the long side. On the short side, we have Steel Authority of India, and the other short is Punjab National Bank.
Okay, thanks very much, Shardul, for those kind wishes and also for highlighting your stocks for today. Time to pull up that calculator plate. Shrikant Chauhan making a loss only on 1 stock, gaining well on the other 3. All in all, from day one, remember these calculations are going forward, so losing about 2,000 rupees, 0.3% shaved off on his portfolio. Gaurang Shah emerges as the next contender who is losing out on his call on Reliance Capital, but making solid gains on the other three stocks. But since it's been from day one, losing about 2,700 rupees at this point in time on the entire portfolio. Shardul Kulkarni is marching ahead and is doing very well on his entire portfolio, losing out on a BPCL by about 0.5%, but 2.5% is the gain. So stacking up as the leader right now, making a gain of 12,000 rupees as we speak. But will this winning streak for Shardul continue? We'll only find out at 3:30. For now, it's discussing individual stocks in each of their portfolios, and you are certainly betting on the media space, Shrikant. And as a whole, just wanted to talk to you about the kind of buzz that we've seen in most of these stocks, particularly the likes of an ENIL, RBNL yesterday. Do you think it's just a shot in the arm, or this kind of momentum is here to stay?
I think this kind of momentum is there is mainly because of the bottom-up approach which is going in the market. Right now there is like a lot of uncertainty on the economic side, and that is why it is very difficult to take call on say like metals or maybe commodity and infra space. But yes, because like there is specific stock specific analysis is there, and stock specific companies are really doing well. So that is why I think the most of the investors or maybe fund managers, they are taking big call on this kind of companies, and that is why I think the media is the space in which the beta is very high. We can make very good money in the short term. They are trading at their important support levels. They are in the say like volume grasping say like mode. So it looks like that they are still strong, and we can look for them even on declines.
All right, the UTV software carrying on that position there. But Gaurang, what is your own assessment as to what's been happening in the media space? On a daily basis, one or two stocks have been breaking out on the upside. Yesterday it was RBNL, ENIL that made the big move.
Yeah, and I guess there are some policy changes also expected in the entire print stroke electronic media, and that's where you saw some kind of a buzz. I think there's some takeover news that ENIL was planning to do, waiting approvals to come through and certain guidelines to come through. You saw the stock move up. But overall, I think if we were mentioning earlier also, Devina, that you need to concentrate on selective stock in both the entertainment stock media pack, whether it is print or electronic. I think that's where your growth story is. So if you buy into any small stock and they want to make money, I think that's going to be very, very difficult. I think you should chase the stories which are frontline leaders, and of course with some kind of a fundamental story behind it. So I would say that yes, UTV, which is there as a pick of Chauhan, I guess it is definitely going to contribute to great extent going forward. The other one that we spoke earlier was about Z Entertainment. As a disclosure, we do have a buy recommendation on that. And I think selectively ENIL, of course, after the run yesterday, I think if it cools off a little bit, I think that's going to be growth prospect.
All right, so Z is something that Jayajit has a position in. ENIL also at lower levels probably looks attractive. But on your own stock, Hindustan Unilever, which is the first stock, and you carried that forward. Today it's shown some bit of strength, 1% higher in intraday trade. Gaurang?
Yeah, and I guess there has been a good move, and I think it touched about 325, 326 during the intraday, the high that HUL has seen. This is where exactly there is a little bit of resistance and overhead supply, because last time around also, when it marched from 280, 285 levels and went up to 325 and cooled off again to sub 280 levels. Again, the same is replicated by HUL. We have a target about 328. I hope with the kind of strength that HUL has kind of displayed, it should possibly attain the target today.
Okay, so hopefully the strength that has been attained should continue. In fact, you did have a downgrade coming in from Goldman Sachs on the target price at 274 from the level of 317 based on the high crude oil prices as well as the competitive intensity. But Gaurang nonetheless betting on this one. Talk about a sale then, because that's coming in as a sell call from Shardul's portfolio with a target at a price of 126. Shardul, is this a sell call coming in across the metals pack or particularly for a sale?
No, I think the call will be across the metals pack, because what we are seeing is that the US dollar index is bouncing higher, and you're seeing very bullish patterns in case of the US dollar index, combined with very strong volumes on the selling side in case of specific metal counters. So you're seeing Steel Authority of India falling from 144 to 130 to 136 odd levels in just 2 days. You also saw Sterlite moving downwards. So I think the metals pack will underperform going forward. Tata Steel is one exception wherein the deal has given the stock a 2 to 3% bump up today, but overall the stock does look weak. So I think in case of Steel Authority of India, I would be quite bearish in case of this particular counter, and look at a downside target of around 126 over the next 5 to 7 trading sessions.
All right, over the next 5 to 7 trading sessions, a target of 126 on the downside, and that stock has been picked out quite aptly because you've got Sterlite, which is in the green, you've got Tata Steel, which is in the green, but SAIL is in Shardul's favor, down about 0.5%. Coming to the second stock in each of their portfolios then, and an Arvind Mills is what you've picked out this time around on the final day for yourself, Shrikant. Why the focus on textiles?
See, periodically we have seen a lot of volume gathering in this particular textile space, and we have seen very good rally in almost all the stocks like Arvind Mill, Bombay Dyeing, Century Textile from its lowest level of 300. So it looks like that there is some specific interest and maybe the view of long term, because the way they are shaping up, it looks like that we can expect a very good rate in next maybe 6 to 8 months. Arvind Mill, which is continuously holding the level of 80, yesterday it closed above its important level of 83.75. So it looks like that the stock is again trying to reach the level of 89.91 in the near term. So we can look for it with a stop loss of 81.5. And yesterday even we have seen one more round of buying in all the textile stocks.
Okay, so a bullish stance on an Arvind Mills there, and it's down in today's session by just about 0.7%. Let's talk about the second stock, which comes in Gaurang's portfolio. Gaurang, here's a stock that was marred by a lot of negative fundamental news only a while back. There was a lot of panic selling which occurred in it. But do you think that those days are behind it and now the stock is on its way to a good recovery?
Avan, I think firstly, with the negative news and the selling that we saw, it was totally uncalled for. And on the fundamental side, even if I have to spin back to the last 2 or 3 quarters, I think LIC Housing has delivered up to the mark and much better than what the street was expecting. With the kind of moves that we've seen in the recent past, I think it is holding out 215, 210 levels quite smartly. And given the kind of bright prospects going forward and the margins that they enjoy, the kind of interest rates on funding that they have, the NPA levels virtually at a negative side, I think fundamentally it speaks quite large in terms of investment idea for LIC Housing. Yes, what happened yesterday in terms of interest rate bump up has kind of led to a little bit of negativity on banking stroke interest rate sensitive like LIC Housing. But from a fundamental angle, it looks very, very appealing to me as an investment call. Even from a short-term point of view, I think we could trade into it, look for a target about 235 to 238.
All right, there you have it, a target of about 238 in LIC Housing Finance, which is up 0.2% in today's session. Shardul, come to you then, and the VST Industries is what you've got. The stock is higher by closer to 1% today, but thin on volumes, but nevertheless very close to its 52-week high.
Yes, it is one counter which is outperformed the markets in a big way. Actually, if you see the weekly as well as the monthly charts, you will see that the stock has moved up from the lower levels of approximately 350 in a matter of 12 to 18 months to the levels of 950. So I think that it would be better that you move with the strength, and you're seeing that this particular stock closed at its highest level in yesterday's trading session, all-time high in yesterday's trading session. So I think that the flag breakout has been is effective as of now, and I think we'll hold on. So I think I would look at a target price of 980 to 1,000 rupees over the next 2 to 3 trading sessions. Volumes were quite encouraging in yesterday's trading session when the breakout took place. So I think one can trade long in this particular case. 900 rupees is a good support level. So 899 will be the stop loss on the low side.
Okay, so go long on a VST Industries. That's what Shardul is betting on, with strong target prices coming in. Good trajectory in the past 1 month as well. Take a quick break on that note, but on the other side, we'll be discussing a whole host of the other stocks that they have chosen for their portfolios, but also to remind our viewers that we will address all of your individual queries as well with Rajat Bose every single day. So any questions, any queries that you have, do write into us at bnsn@etnow.tv. Send in an SMS to 58888 or call us live on the show by dialing into 0222483711.
And I want to sing happy birthday to you.
Well, anyway, that was a very sweet message coming in from Ashwini Gujral, but we will be focusing on the stock game and talk about some of the other picks that they have. And of course, Shardul, Gaurang or Shrikant, either of you are also welcome to give us any singing songs or any wishes that you would like to. But let's focus on the next stock that you've got in your portfolio, Shrikant, and it's a Punj Lloyd, a stock that has been, seeing quite a bit of fundamental news on the downside, but you've got a buy call on it nonetheless, an upside target at 76.
See, like overall infra space is showing a lot of positive divergence on daily as well as on weekly charts, and right now I think not a single retail customer wants to look for this particular sector, and whenever such kind of thing happens, only then that particular theme emerges. So in my sense, I think the infra space is still showing a lot of strength, and if we compare the chart of last say like 15-20 days or say like last 1 month, all the charts are showing a lot of strength. So in my sense, Punj Lloyd is diverging positively, is attracting a lot of volumes, is near to its breakout, is near to its breakout of strong falling trend line, which was started from the say like October 2010. So in case if it breaks these levels, we can expect a very strong rally to the levels maybe 77 or 85 in the near term. So even at current level, it's a very strong bet with a stop loss at say 66 on the lower side. We can keep a target of 77 and 81 on the high side.
All right, 77, a break of which will give you a target of 80 upwards. You've got 69 half on the charts for Punj Lloyd, looking higher once again. Very marginal move, but still with a positive bias. Coming to you, Gaurang, and you've got Reliance Industries, which you're going short on. Yesterday was, not such a good day for Reliance. It broke that very crucial support level of 900, been below that level. So is that the reason why you see more weakness in the counter? And, considering how the AGM also didn't bring out any value for shareholders in terms of the overall growth trajectory that the company has in mind?
I think firstly, I think this conception of, concept of expecting a huge amount of positives from an AGM, I don't think it's right and justified. And with all due respect to the management, they have clearly laid out the map for the next decade or two, and their focus going forward as to where they want to concentrate on, and of course a large part of their investment into the existing business verticals that they have. The reason why I have possibly gone short on Reliance Industries purely from a short-term point of view, again Devina, I would like to clarify that as a brokerage house, we maintain to hold our positive bias on Reliance Industries with a 1-year time horizon and a target of about 1075. This is just a short-term intraday or a short-term call kind of an act that we have done. I think our targets at the lower end of 850 looks a little bit aggressive, but nevertheless, it was an opportunity to go short on Reliance Industries given the fact that it broke 2-year low yesterday, and a huge amount of sell recommendation coming in from large brokerage houses. I think that negative spillover effect had to happen today, and that's what exactly we have played on. And we've gone short on Reliance Industries with a target of about 850, and our stop loss goes to about 901.
Okay, so a stock that continues to reel under a lot of selling pressure in today's session as well. But Gaurang maintaining that the brokerage house is bullish on the counter, but as a short-term play, he's having a sell call on it. Let's talk about BPCL, which comes in as the third pick from Shardul's portfolio, not working in your favor. And considering all of that fundamental news, Shardul, do you think it was a bit risky for you to have gone long on the counter?
If you actually see, then yesterday we went short on the banking stocks, assuming that yes, everything is factored into the stock price. Similarly, looking at the charts today on BPCL, I feel that there may be some bit of positive news for BPCL as well as the other oil marketing companies in the next couple of trading sessions. So I think that this counter bodes well that you can go long, and I think that the chart patterns clearly say that you have good support levels around 610 to 615. So it makes sense to go long at current levels. Fortunately, you are getting the stock lower than what it was yesterday. With a stop loss of around 615, I think you should be going long in case of this particular stock, with a target price of around 650 on the higher side.
All right, that was Shardul's pick, but quickly we've got the last few stocks left rather, from all our three experts. So the final stock in your portfolio, we've got Emphasis, Shrikant, and you've gone short on an Emphasis this time.
Yeah, Devina, see, like the whole IT pack is showing a lot of weakness, and yesterday we have seen mass amount of selling in almost all the frontline stocks. Like yesterday TCS, Infosys, they were down. We preferred yesterday short Infosys, and today we are preferring Emphasis BFL to short because the stock is forming I can say it's a distribution kind of triangle, and in case if it fails to cross the level of 470 in next say like 15-20 days, then we can expect one downward move. It's clearly trending down, and the first support for the stock is at 420. If it breaks this, then even the stock can fall to the levels of 385, 390. So in my sense, it's a very strong short even at current levels, more on higher levels, but we can keep a stop loss at 471 for the trade.
Okay, so in the IT pack, Srikanth is shorting Emphasis. If it breaks the level of 420, can go all the way down to 385. The last stock in Gaurang's portfolio is the large cap Reliance Capital, and you do have it pretty erratic on the charts, Gaurang, but do you think that there is going to be a bit of stabilization because you've placed a buy call?
Yeah, I think it's quite erratic, Avan. And yesterday, actually, when the entire market was, going down to a great extent, I think this was one stock amongst the interest-sensitive stroke NBFC pack, which was showing a little bit of resilience on the downside. That's exactly the reason why I picked up Reliance Capital today. Probably from an intraday angle or a short term, I think you could possibly see targets of 575. Of course, but appropriate since it is so erratic. I think it's prudent to put a stop loss, and that's where I've exactly put a stop loss at 542.
Right, a stop loss at 542, expecting a slight bit of a bounce up to the level of 575 on Reliance Capital. But the last and final stock in Shardul's portfolio, Shardul, once again very bearish on the banking lot. You've gone short on a PNB this time around. Also, if anybody has to take a position on Bank Nifty, would you then recommend going short on the index itself?
See, to go short on the index, I think that it is not favorable right now because you don't get a favorable risk-reward ratio. But I think that if you pick the right stocks, then yes, you can make money in the market. PNB incidentally has given you a very strong breakdown in terms of Japanese candlestick patterns. This particular pattern which has been formed is called as a dumpling top, wherein you expect further downside from current levels. So I think that the stock may test the levels of 1000 to 1010 in the next few trading sessions. You have very strong volumes in case of the breakdown, and I think this particular downtrend may continue for some time. But overall, from the banking space, I think this is one counter where you can go short. I would not recommend going short on large cap banking stocks, especially the private sector banks wherein ICICI, Axis and HDFC are involved. I would not recommend shorts in those banks, but this is one stock where you can go short.
Okay, so don't go short on some of the large cap banks, but a weak contender in the banking arena, PNB, down in today's session as well, backed by strong volumes. For the last time on the stock game, let's pull up the calculator place to see who stands where. Srikanth Chauhan, this is how his portfolio is looking. Remember, he is making marginal losses and they do seem to be getting a bit amplified right now. So 2,300 is what he stands to lose at this point in time, making losses on 2 of his stocks. Gaurang Shah, and this is how it's stacking up for him. Although he's doing very well in today's session on 3 of his stocks, this has been calculated from day one. So 0.5% is what he's losing, about 2,600 rupees, a bit neck to neck with Srikanth Chauhan. And finally, onto Shardul Kulkarni, who is seeing a total gain on his portfolio, although BPCL is seeming to have a bit of a negative effect, making a gain of 3% now on his portfolio. 12,800, close to 13,000 rupees is what Shardul stands to gain at this point in time. Well, good going, Shardul, as well as all of our guests. Thanks very much, Gaurang, Srikanth and Shardul, for participating with us this entire week. It's been great fun, especially it being a battle of the brokerages and also our anniversary week. We look forward to having you on the show sometime again.
All right, but if you want to know who the winner is and going to catch the winner, you have to tune into ET Now at 3:30 because that's when we reveal who's the winner between the brokerages and between Shardul, Gaurang as well as Srikanth.
And please do take part with any queries or questions that you may have in the equity space. We're here to help you out with them. bnsn@etnow.tv is where you can write into us. SMS BNSN followed by and your name and your query to 58888 or call us by dialing into 022 2483 7111 and be live.